Product not yet rated. Hello, hello, hello. What's up, everyone? How's it going tonight? Had a different bell today. D-Many, Dark Spy, what's up, what's up? How's everyone doing? Heya, heya. Sorry about the bell. I may or may not have been sitting here watching it count down, Stu. I'll give you those 3 minutes of your life back. I promise. Next time I see you, I'll give you 3 minutes. Yeah, I felt like I opened a ton of the cons lands in my Eternal Masters box. Awesome, Unnatural Elite. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, it was, yeah, I'm improving. I'm still a little stuffy. It's worse in the morning when I first get up. And I think that's why the deck tech for the Budget Magic sounded a little bit like that, is I recorded it fairly early in the morning. So, feel a little bit better now. But yeah, I had a cold a little bit over the weekend, but improving, so that's good. So yeah, I wasn't sure what we were going to play tonight. I was undecided. I was thinking about doing the Oops All Spells deck, but apparently there's no Legacy Leagues today. So they're down because they're waiting for the new ones to start tomorrow. Thank you for the follow, Sab. The day has not been too bad. Been working on Against the Odds for tomorrow. What's up, Tron Dragon? How goes it? Yeah, the Trading Post deck did not win fast. It was sweet. And we didn't lose much, but we also timed out much more often than I was hoping. So that was kind of a bummer. The deck was still cool, though. I like a lot of the pieces in it. But I might need another win con. What deck won Against the Odds? The number one deck was Werewolves in Modern. So we're werewolving this week. Do you think I should outload collected companies and Dramoka's commands sooner, or will they stick around as modern staples? I expect that they will decrease heading into rotation, but they aren't going to crash and burn. So if you want to maximize your return, I would sell them. But I don't think you're going to get killed if you hold on to them. They're not going to drop down to from $20 to $5 or whatever for a collected company, for example. So I think they will be worth less than they are now, but you're not going to just lose a ton of value. Awesome, Jazzy. I'm glad you are enjoying the playmat. That's a good reminder, actually. We still have playmats. So if you want your very own playmat and to support the stream, you can follow that link. Also, if you're looking for old streams, MTG Goldfish Replay, and just like Beast Kid, if you haven't already, give the stream a follow. That would be awesome. So sweet. It is not a rotation at Eldritch Moon. That's not till the fall when the Kaladesh set comes out. So anyway, today we are going to go to Modern and play a deck that I'm pretty excited about. Ewan, what's up? Good to see you. So a long time ago, is the music volume okay? Just to check. I can't really tell how it sounds on all of your side. So let me know if the music is too loud or something. Yes, the deck list is on the side of the screen, and you can see the entire deck list with the sideboard there. Okay, well, a little bit low is better than a little bit loud. Yeah, we haven't added the stew command yet. So anyway, a long time ago, like months ago, I made this Rally Vampires deck in Modern for Budget Magic. And it was pretty cool, and people seemed to like it. And then we made Rally Fenza, which was another rally deck with the Anna Fenza combo, and now someone just recently played this Abzan rally deck to a finish at a SCG Classic or something. Silvernova, thank you for the follow. So we're going to test it out and see if it's good. So it's a lot like the rally decks that I had built a while ago. Some differences, but basically the idea is you got Satyr Wayfinder to fill your graveyard. We have the full 8 Blood Artists with Cutthroat and Blood Artist. So we play a bunch of things, we sack a bunch of things to our Viscera Seers and our Cartel Aristocrats to get Blood Artist triggers. Then we return to the ranks and rally the Ancestors, them all back, and do it all again, so on and so forth. Yeah, I remember Steve put up a good finish with this deck. How close is this to his list, Stu? Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. Sideboard actually has the Malira combo in it, so we have Maliras and Kitchen Finks and Chords of Calling, so we can sideboard into an Infinite Life combo, which is kind of cool. The only thing I was wondering about is, I was wondering if we should be playing Gavany Township as a backup win condition, and I'm not really sold on Dryad Arbor in the mana base. It really is frustrating to have a land that gets killed. Do I own MTG Goldfish? I do not own MTG Goldfish. I am the content manager, or director of content in MTG Goldfish. Richard, who does the podcast and we do the like supplemental product battles together, he is the founder and owner of Goldfish, and he does all the programming side of stuff, and then I'm kind of the content person that does all that kind of stuff. Let me see. Maybe this is just Steve's deck. Abzan ranks. Okay. Oh no, he had Tonka Tonk. I forgot about that. Good old Tonka Tonk Thallid. Oh, Tonka Thong. Oh my god. Alright, so it's similar. He had more Abzan Ascendancies and did not play the rallies. But it's fairly similar. And he had Tonka Tonk Thallid. Oh, which is the funniest card of all time. Oh. So, Stu, you know this deck. Should I be adding a Township? Maybe I should just look at Steve's deck again. I didn't actually check for that. It feels like this deck should have at least one copy of Township in it. And, well, Steve's deck did not play a Township. Alright, but anyway, we're playing a league. Nice, you got a Force. It's actually Tonka Tongue, I think. Yeah, there it is. Tonka Tongue Thallid. It's basically a Doom Traveler, except it's green and it makes a Saproling that's on the ground rather than a 1/1 Spirit flying. Oh yeah, before we get into this, I do have an announcement that I need to make sure everyone knows about. So I changed it in the schedule, but we are suspending for the time being the Wednesday stream, just due to some scheduling issues. Wednesday has been a super killer day because I'm trying to get Against the Odds ready, and we have Commander Clash. So we are suspending that for the time being, so that going forward, we're going to have the Tuesday stream as normal, the Thursday stream as normal, but no Wednesday stream for right now. The good news is there will hopefully be more random or like special streams that will pop up, since there'll be a little bit more flexibility. But it's purely a time thing, with Wednesdays being the middle of the week was just killing me, essentially. So sorry about that, everyone. But like I said, hopefully, without the Wednesday stream, that'll free up more time to do some fun random streams that are not necessarily scheduled. But Tuesdays and Thursdays are not changing. And the other good news is Thursday is when Eternal Masters releases on Magic Online. So we will be doing some Eternals Masters draft for the Thursday stream. So if you're interested in watching me muddle my way through Eternal Masters, I'm super excited for the format because Eternal Masters seems super awesome. So I'm definitely excited to be able to check it out. So that is definitely what we're doing Thursday, is Eternal Masters streaming. Whoa, Moto. Settle down. There we go. Alright, so let's give this deck a shot. I think this deck is going to be pretty sweet. You did a 3v3 draft? Yeah, has anyone drafted Eternal Masters yet? Is it as awesome as... Well, I'm not stressed out, Soka fan. And the players can't promise they're going to go away. No promises there. Yeah, it's not even that I'm fatigued of Magic. It's just a matter of there's more things. Like, now that I'm working full-time at Goldfish, there's other things that I really am excited to do and that we want to try to do content-wise. And it's just a matter of rearranging time and trying to figure out the best way of making a reasonable schedule and accomplishing all the stuff we want to do. So one of the things that had to get changed up to create more time for other hopefully cool fun things that'll come in the future was the Wednesday stream. Eternal Masters is comparable to the original Modern Masters. Well, that is pretty awesome. That is high praise, because the original Modern Masters, in my opinion, is one of the great formats. Where would you rank the original Modern Masters in limited formats? I would probably put it top 5. It was very good. Blue-red, well, that's cool. I want to draft me some deep analysis and some fact or fiction, so blue-red sounds sounds like a plan. Yeah, that's something that will hopefully happen in the future, D-Many, as far as more content providers. Matter of figuring it out, but hopefully that will happen more in the future. Draft is good, highly recommended, lands are great. Really? I was disappointed by the common duels, but I guess they make sense for limited purposes. I have not yet. I did not get to draft in paper, so my first draft will possibly be on stream on Thursday. I might be able to squeeze in one before that. I think they come up at 1, and I might try to record one for rough drafts, but I have not got to draft it yet. And we are waiting and waiting for this first round. Ooh, Burning Vengeance is a fun limited archetype. So, favorite drafting sets? That's a really good question. A lot of the ones that I like are fairly typical, like the ones that I truly think are among the all-time greats. Triple Rise of the Eldrazi is amazing. Innistrad was very good. I'm a big Invasion Planeshift Apocalypse fan as far as older formats. I really liked playing that format. And then I just like some really wacky, weird formats. I like Triple Cold Snap. Everyone else apparently hates Triple Cold Snap, but I think triple small set draft formats, they're just so wonky and strange, and you get so much, so many copies of the same common. I think last time I drafted, I had 5 of the Icy Manipulator blue thing, Rhyme Winder, something like that. EMA drafts start Thursday, I believe, at 1. Thursday at 1, I'm pretty sure was the announcement. Alright, round 1. Why does someone have a account that says Mox? That is very odd. All right, so this hand, this hand is actually pretty awesome. So we have a bunch of 2-drops, including double Tide Hollow, an Aristocrat, a Cutthroat, and a Collected Company eventually. Triple Cons was good. I am not a fan of Kamigawa. Good lord. Did they give him an account so he could play in the mocks? Was that the deal? Or he created an account and that was the name of it? Alright, Overgrown Tomb, tapped. I'm not feeling too confident about this. Ad Nauseam with Lotus Bloom suspended is pretty scary. Triple Cons was good. This is a competitive list. This is not a budget list. This is a list. I did not build this exact version. The deck has been around for a while, but this exact version of it was played by someone in a SCG Classic to a top 8 finish, I think. So it is a competitive deck. Did you notice that budget deck went from $15 online? I did notice. It's a bummer, but it will go back down. It always does. There's this big rush of people buying them in the beginning, and then the prices decrease. Good lord. Well, I guess our best bet is to start Scullering and hope we can disrupt. Ugh. Sleight of Hand, Phyrexian Unlife, Spoils of the Fall. Well, I guess we take Spoils. I guess. Yeah, it's... I wish that prices didn't increase like that. There is Cutthroat and Blood Artist, actually. There's 4 of each. We're running the full 8 of the Blood Artist effects. Alright, let's get in for 2. And then I think our best bet is just to Sculler again to try to make sure we don't die. Sleight of Hand, Serum Visions, Unlife. Oh yeah, sorry, I gotta resize it. I forget that Moto does that. I have to set the Moto chat to different sizes for recording videos and for streaming for some reason. Just Moto things. You never know with Moto. And I should make the chat a smidge bigger too, so you all can read it on full screen mode. Yeah, I got it fixed now. It'll be fixing itself. So what do you think here, chat? Serum Visions kind of gets one deeper. I guess that's probably the right one to take. Sun Petal Grove, go. Well, Ad Nauseam wasn't an option. Well, we're up against Ad Nauseam, yeah. Yeah, I think Visions is the right call. Drake, thank you for the follow. The deck list overlay is a MTG Goldfish tool that Richard developed. Pretty awesome. Right now, it is... Uh-oh. What's happening? Alright, Prism. I would love to just draw a land for Collected Company. Yes! Alright, that's good. So let's get in with both Scullers. And then I think we just draw step Collected Company and try to hit another Sculler. No Siege Rhinos or Inquisit. Oh my goodness, that's the worst. We have so many creatures in this deck. I think it's like 30 or almost 30. So hitting one is really bad. You can see the full deck list with the sideboard if you do !deck. Another Unlife. Canopy Vista. Alright, let's attack. I think we can win in one more turn. With a bit of luck. So let's go Voice of Resurgence. And Zulaport Cutthroat. Canopy Vista. Alright. One whiff. One time. And then we have a pretty good shot of just winning with Cutthroat. If they can't kill us here. Another Prism. Alright, I think we're getting there. I think we're getting there. Yeah, it was a very Seth-like budget magic. So let's sack the Voice. Get a big Elemental. Drain our opponent. Ooh. Sculler is also sweet. So let's swing with everything. This is should put our opponent down to negative life. And then we Tide Hollow Sculler. Make sure our opponent doesn't have anything. Pact of Negation. We'll take Pact. And then Zulaport Cutthroat. That actually doesn't work, does it? I just want to thank you for post-rotation Mono Blue Drowsy budget standard deck you put together. This is an Abzan... This is Abzan Aristocrats, I guess they're calling it. But it is very much like Rally Fenza. Kind of an updated version of Rally Fenza. So we should win this turn, right? Alright, our opponent scoops it up. It's really cool once you see it get going. Like, we didn't draw our rallies or any of that stuff. That's when this deck is really sweet, is when you, like, sack all your stuff, rally everything back, sack a bunch of stuff, return to the ranks everything back, and you can win pretty quickly and efficiently with that combo. Well, I'm glad that you are enjoying the post-rotation Blue Eldrazi list. That's awesome. I'm glad that you're getting use out of it. How bad did it feel to see Jake lose because of the Moto fail in Commander Clash? Well, I mean, it is Jake. I mean, I wish that it wasn't because of a Moto fail, but I'm definitely on team kill Jake first. So, on the other hand, I can't feel too bad just because it's him. But no, it was a hard situation. There was a lot of people in the comments that mentioned, well, maybe you should have done something different or acted like the card was working properly. But it's really hard to do that with a bounce effect. If it was a kill effect, it would be easy to just pretend like the creatures were dead. But with a bounce effect, it's kind of hard because you'd be able to replay those creatures, and then with Enter the Battlefield abilities, or even like the Morph I had, I would have wanted to cast it face down again, but I could have wanted to cast it face up, and all that stuff would get messed up if we were just pretending like it worked properly. Nice, 21 cards for your Commander tech drive today. Awesome. Would I play in CSL if I was asked? Most likely. Yeah, people weren't happy about it. But at the same time, you gotta remember that it's mostly Moto. Like, it's a hard situation, but it's mostly because Moto has its issues from time to time. So do we want the Infinite Life combo? Can they beat an Infinite Life combo? I don't think so. Is it worth it, though? Thalia seems good. So the Aristocrats, what are we taking out? Maybe not 3 Pride Mages. That might be excessive. Thalia, Blood Artist. We can get rid of Ascendancy and I guess an Aristocrat. Okay, so they can win through Infinite Life. Yeah, the Aristocrats started as a standard deck built around Falkenrath Aristocrat that won the Pro Tour in the hands of Tom Martell. And it was like the sacrifice-based deck with Falkenrath Aristocrat and Blood Artist, and it was really sweet. And for some reason, the name has just kind of stuck. So now, ooh, that's a return to the ranks, and we got the Wayfinder. So now sacrifice decks are kind of referred to as that, rightly or wrongly. Serum Visions. Yeah, we have been getting the quality options fairly regularly, which is sweet. Still not officially partnered, which isn't sweet, but it'll happen sooner or later. There is no graveyard hate in this build, for better or worse. Yes, the movie Aristocrats, based on the joke The Aristocrats. Don't watch that on my advice. Unless you're over 18, then you can watch it. It is pretty funny, I guess. Gilbert Gottfried, I think he told one of the better ones. Did you see they're bringing back Curb Your Enthusiasm? That's pretty sweet. Big fan of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Hopefully it's better when it comes back, or just as good. Where does the deck list come from? So the deck list itself was played to a top 8 finish at a SCG something. Classic, I think. So that's where this exact build came from. But the deck has been around for a while now. Yeah, it's just Thalia here. What's up, Vape? Aristocrats. I used to love that movie too when I was a kid. That was, for some reason, Aristocrats was one of my favorite Disney movies. Alright. And a voice. Alright, let's get in with Thalia. Put our opponent down to 18. And then Sculler. Wow. They really don't want us to resolve that Sculler. Does that mean they are going to win this turn? Most likely. Can they do it through a Thalia, though? Do you know of any Magic-related apps for your phone? I'm not 100% sure. This is not an Instant Deck Tech video. This was just a deck I came across. So here's the thing. Instant Deck Tech videos, and I'm going to explain the Instant Deck Tech voting thing. Thank you for the follow, the notorious Jat. So, the Instant Deck Tech videos, I'm going to explain this, we're going to talk about it in the article this week, but they don't necessarily run Monday to Monday because of when the videos have to go up, or Monday through Friday, I guess, because if I waited till Friday, I wouldn't be able to make the videos for Sunday night. So, I'm going to explain all of it, but basically, Mono Red Devotion is leading to be next week's video. For next Sunday. And the other one that was really popular was the Legacy deck, so I was thinking of playing Oops All Spells, the Legacy one, tonight on the stream. But Legacy leagues are down, and I don't want to sit through Legacy 2 players because they're going to take forever to fire, especially while the Gauntlet is going on. So it just didn't work out to be a good day to play Legacy, unfortunately. Let's see. Get in with Thalia. Is that worth it? We could Satyr Wayfinder, untap land. We'd have 4. Nah, it's not that great. Yeah, let's just get in with Thalia. Godless Shrine, untapped, and this isn't a great return to the ranks, but I think getting back this Tide Hollow Sculler is necessary. Yeah, our opponent Angel's graced last turn. I think if we don't get back Sculler, then we're very likely to just die. And we might still die anyway, depending on our opponent's hand. Yeah, Oops All Spells is interesting. It's very all-in. Ad Nauseam, Lab Maniac, Spoils of the Vault. Well, I guess we just take Spoils of the Vault. And hope our opponent doesn't draw into an Angel's Grace or anything. Yeah, Horizon Canopy does seem like it could be sweet in this deck. Oh, we know our opponent's hand, Lab Maniac and Ad Nauseam, so they need to draw their other combo piece. Sephiroth, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Oops All Spells, I don't think it'd be that bad to play on Moto, actually. Are you going to play a Legacy Gauntlet? I don't know. Probably not tonight. If we're gonna do it, probably should have done it earlier and more towards the beginning of the run. But we probably will play. We will definitely play Eternal Masters come Thursday. Yeah, Horizon Canopy would be good. I have not heard of that app, D-Many. Yeah, let's just Voice of Resurgence. We could use a sack outlet. So the problem about where we're at now is if our opponent ever just draws an Angel's Grace, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, we probably just lose. What podcast do I listen to? I don't listen to that many Magic podcasts, honestly. I listen to the Magic Mike's podcast with Evan Irwin and Ruben Bressler and Aaron Campbell pretty much every week. I listen to the Resources podcasts at some point, like Limited Resources and Constructed Resources, but not every single week. And then I also sometimes listen to, what's the one that Maddie does in the face-to-face people with lots of lots of horrible swearing and offensive comments. I listen to their podcast too sometimes, just because it cracks me up. Why no Safehold Elites or Anafenzas? So this is just another build of the deck, basically. This is a similar deck that someone else recently played on a tournament, so I wanted to try it out. So this isn't exactly Rally Fenza. This is a similar deck that kind of functions the same, but does not have the Safehold Elite and a Fenza combo. Obliterate, thank you for the follow. Safehold Elite is a persist creature. Gorb, thanks for the follow. Is the bot not working? There we go, Safehold Elite. Yeah, I like the Rally Fenza build too. Land. Alright, let's Blood Artist. Do some attacking. We'll just attack with those two. Oh, I really enjoy Frank Carson's content. I don't think I've ever heard him on a podcast, but Frank Carson writes some of my favorite articles. The benefit of Safehold Safehold Elite over Finks was that it's 2 mana, so you can get it back with Return to the Ranks. So the deck was kind of built around milling stuff with Satyr Wayfinder and then return to the ranks to get back the entire combo. So that was why we went with the cheaper creature. Another voice. Alright, let's keep attacking. Alright. Man, a sack outlet would be so good. If we drew a sack outlet, I think we just win. Voice. They might have a Desperate Ritual. I played against... Uh-oh. Did they draw it the turn before they're gonna die? Angel's Grace. I think we're dead. Yeah. We gotta be dead, right? They gotta have a way to win with Laboratory Maniac. So they're gonna draw their entire deck right the turn before they were gonna die. So drawing. They have 1, 2, 3 Spirit Guides. Lightning Storm they can't cast. I'm not seeing a ritual. So are they dead here? Do they not? They don't have a Manamorphose that I see. No, I guess they just Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide, Spirit Guide. No, that doesn't work. Because that would only give them 1 mana on Pentad Prism, so they couldn't pay for Thalia. I think they might still lose, actually. Looking over their entire deck, I'm not sure. They don't have a ritual, so I think they... Oh, they have a land. They have a land drop. Land drop means they should be able to win. Or they can slaughter pack the Thalia. So I guess they have a whole bunch of a whole bunch of ways to win, actually. Well, we can put them to -47. Yeah, they should be able to win. I wasn't thinking about the land drop. Now they definitely can. Because they can just play a Pentad Prism and then use that to draw a card with whatever, a Serum Visions, and then win with Laboratory Maniac. They were down a Spirit Guide, but the Slaughter Pact did it. I didn't notice the Slaughter Pact in there. And that does it. Ay, so close. What's up, Wedge? How you doing tonight? Awesome podcast, by the way. That was very entertaining. Speaking of podcasts that I listen to, once every 11 months, I listen to Wedge and the Professor do their podcast. Oh, is there anything else we should be doing? We could bring in the 3rd Pride Mage. Alright. I think we can win this. This seems like a kind of hard matchup, but that was really close. Ooh, alright. This hand's good. And our opponent's going to 6. Tide Hollow Sculler is so good. So our opponent played an Angel's Grace, which is a card that says you don't lose the game this turn. You can't lose the game this turn, basically. So they can, with the Angel's Grace, they can draw their entire deck with Ad Nauseam, and as long as they win on that turn without untapping or going to the next turn, then they win the game. If they had not been able to win and they had passed the turn, since they were at a negative life total, they would have immediately lost. Storm Visions for our opponent. What non-Magic podcasts do I listen to? Anything. Not too much as far as podcasts. I listen to a lot of NPR on the radio. I have a very good NPR station, so I like This American Life. There's probably a podcast of that as well, but random stuff like that. Oh, Mono Red Burn. No talking about Burn in the chat, D-Many. I'm going to unmod you. Burn is off limits. Thanks for the follow, Arisu Mizuki. Well, I do like having fun playing Magic. I like Wait, Wait, Don't Tell Me as well. This American Life, I think, is one of the best shows in any form of media. This American Life is just, I think it's very well done. There needs to be This Magic Life with Corbin hosting it, because he likes all those like human interest stories. I could picture Corbin doing This Magic Life. But then I asked him about that, and he didn't know what This American Life was, so probably not going to happen. Alright, let's land, crack it, get a... we're going to need double white. Yeah, let's just get a Temple Garden, untapped. So this turn, we Satyr Wayfinder. I guess? Maybe? Yeah, I guess that's fine. Satyr Wayfinder. Get a Swamp. Mill. Alright, a Sack Outlet. And a Satyr Wayfinder. Our opponent's going to have all the mana in the world in 2 turns, because they have double Lotus Bloom suspended. Have you ever done a draft on stream? Yeah, I've done drafts on stream. I don't do them as often as Constructed, because there's some issues sometimes, like there's long gaps in between rounds, which can be a little annoying. There is double Lotus Bloom exiled, actually. So our opponent's going to have pretty much infinite mana in 2 turns. But they don't have a land? Man. Well, let's get in for one. Swamp. And Tide Hollow Sculler. Sleight of Hand, Spirit Guide, Ad Nauseam, Lab Maniac. Good lord. They have it all. Jeez. Am I going to make a Venser the Sojourner deck sometime? I most likely will. When is Budget Vintage coming out? Oh lord. That's a good question. Maybe never? So what do you think, chat? What do you take from this hand? Lab? You really think it's Lab Maniac? Simian Spirit Guide. Cuts them down on mana. Yeah, this is hard. Because they can spoils for Angel's Grace. They need the Ad Nauseam. Getting lots of votes for Ad Nauseam also spoils. I'm not a fan of taking Lab Maniac. Man, I'm torn. They don't even have the mana for either right now? Maybe there's some argument for taking Sleight of Hand, because it's the only card they can actually cast next turn. Alright. Let's take Spoils. I think Spoils is the correct call. The more I think about it, I think that that's... because they need to find the other piece before they cast Ad Nauseam, and Spoils lets them do that. Well, now we're hoping for a really good Collected Company. So let's attack with both. Windswept Teeth, crack Windswept Teeth, get a... I guess it really doesn't matter. Our life total isn't especially relevant. Let's just get Overgrown Tomb untapped. And I think we're going to draw step the Collected Company. Or actually, let's upkeep it. Or do we just do it now? I guess we can do it now to tax their Lotus Blooms if we hit a Thalia. Oh my goodness! No! We have the worst Collected Company luck. This is why I hate Collected Company. We've played 2 Collected Companies this game, and we've gotten basically 0 value. Oh my goodness. It's the worst. Oh, I am not a Collected Company fan. What did our opponent just cast? And that does it. Jeez. Well, that's the variance of Collected Company. Well, I can revel in other people's misses because I don't plan on playing Collected Company. Our deck, I should count the creatures. I didn't actually count, but there's a lot of creatures. Enough that we have 30 creatures. 30 creatures, we should be hitting 2. I don't think Frank Karsten is in the chat, but he would be able to tell us exactly the odds. Thanks for the follow, EUQSO. Oh my goodness. Collected Company betrayed us. Oh, so betrayed. The deck is super sweet, but whiffing on Collected Company is not good. So you think that taking the Spoils was wrong there? We hit a Zulaport Cutthroat, which in that scenario was essentially a whiff. Yeah, there's not much variance with Birthing Pod. J5 Dubv, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Death and Taxes MTG, thanks for the follow. Yeah, the company did not collect. That's true. We're getting all our bad luck out of the way early. Actually, I don't think that's how luck works. Or odds, but it sounds good. Makes me feel better. What's the music that's on right now? It's in there somewhere. It's just a shuffle, but the Freak Fandango Orchestra is part of the shuffle. Swords, thanks for the follow. NickFit Fan A. Do I intend to play that Mono Red Devotion deck? So, I think I told this story earlier, but right now it is leading to be the videos for next week. Hey, what's up, E-Cookie? So I would be surprised if it was not the Much Brew About Nothing videos next Sunday. It would need something really crazy to happen with, like, today or tomorrow's Instant Deck Tech. So I think it's pretty much safe. I don't know how or where I'm going to play Oops All Spells, which was also really popular. That was the one I was going to do tonight, but there's no Legacy Leagues, and if you think we're sitting a long time now, I couldn't imagine how long we'd be sitting in Legacy 2-player queues. Why the Legacy Gauntlet's going on? It would be so incredibly long. Alright, match 2! Let's see if we can actually hit 2 creatures with our collected companies. Oh, what was the question, Jerzak? Oh, no problem. You are more than welcome to ask repeated questions. I'm actually used to it because people come and go throughout the stream, so. Alright, so this hand is fine, even though we don't have green mana. Legacy Leagues are down right now because they end tomorrow and then they start new ones after downtime tomorrow, so you can't join the Legacy Leagues. If you were already in a league, you can finish it up, I think, before downtime, but it's not accepting new players until tomorrow. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the real Legacy players are playing 2-player queues either. Maybe they are. Alright, Arbor Elf, let's just Sculler. Oh, Mono Blue Brains is very sweet. Oh, Lord. This is Enchantress? I don't even know what to take here. Double Enchantress, a Vessel, a Utopia Sprawl, and multiple O-Rings. I guess we just take Utopia Sprawl and hope our opponent's mana doesn't work out. Is it right to throw a combo piece out immediately? Yeah. I think it's fine, because if our opponent tries to kill the Viscera, we can always sack it and get it back, so I don't think we especially need to hold it in this deck. Yeah, let's Zulaport Cutthroat, attack with both. We're pretty fine with our opponent trading their Arbor Elf since they're stuck on mana. They have double Enchantress there, though, so it doesn't feel like taking an Enchantress is that good for us. Because they're going to have another one. Ooh, they hit Nykthos and double Spear of Safety. So this deck is sweet, but we don't need to attack to win, so. Ooh. And that was a Canopy Vista. Alright, let's swing with the crew. And can we win here? Not quite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. In that case, let's just pass on Collected Company. If you're going to choose to play a budget Magic deck, which would you choose? I was thinking of doing Mono Green Beatdown Elves, Merfolk, or Black-White Tokens. Ooh. Depending on the build, yeah, Cartel Aristocrat is in this deck. I think Merfolk is probably the most tier or competitive of those decks. Elves can be good, but I think the combo versions are probably more competitive for the most part than the beatdown versions. And Black-White Tokens is good, and it's pretty upgradable into Bitter Blossoms and stuff. So it depends on the Merfolk build. I haven't actually done Merfolk on Budget Magic. Well, I did not collect a company, but we're still gonna win here, I think. I was busy talking and forgot about it. So let's sack voice, get some triggers. For some reason, Blood Artist has to target when Cutthroat does not. Turbo Mill Geist Blast? And then sack the token. Sack the Tide Hollow Sculler. So we kind of got the combo going here. Yes, target our opponent. Alright, opponent scoops it up. Well, they had a really bad draw. I'm not sure about their deck, but we definitely want Thalias and Quasali Pride Mages. Ah, okay. That makes sense with the Cutthroat Blood Artist difference. Each opponent, yeah, so Blood Artist is better for Commander, I guess. I think you can play Merfolk. I mean, I think you can play Merfolk without Aether Vial, but it's going to be much less effective than the Tier 1 decks. As far as being really good on a budget, I might go with Black-White Tokens. Lingering Souls is a legit card, and Intangible Virtue is a really good Anthem effect, so that might be the most powerful. Oh, did I say it backwards? Yeah, I meant Cutthroat was better in EDH since it targets each opponent, or hits each opponent, doesn't target anyone. So we need to cut some things. We need to cut 5 cards for these Pride Mages, and Thalias. We can go down Doom Traveler, does not seem very good, or all that necessary at least. I really like my blue-red Brains list with Lightning Axe and Fiery Temper. Yeah, that sounds nice. Go down Abzan Ascendancy. Ascendancy is a pretty sweet combo piece, just because you get more tokens that you can sack, but I don't think this is really the matchup for it. What's up, Hero J? How goes it tonight? Oh, Shog. Very good. And then, gotta cut 2 more. I guess we can go down an Aristocrat and I guess a Blood Artist. Try it like that. What are you playing on Commander Clash this week? Well, I haven't actually built my deck yet. Thanks for the follow, Captain. So, I don't know the exact list, but we are doing, I think it's Fate Reforged Commanders? I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So, I'll have to build that at some point, because we record tomorrow. So, I don't have, better get on that. Normally play Tron and looking for something different. Yeah. You could play Trading Post Gotron. That's something different. Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Ooh, man, we got a lot of combo pieces. Let's Temple Garden. And I think we're just going to lead on Thalia. Commander's pretty fun. I was never really a Commander player before Commander Clash, but it is pretty fun. Angus Mackenzie? Nice. I love the old Commanders. They have such sweet art. The old, ridiculous art before it all kind of got reeled in a little bit. Like Hundig, Gujolson. What is going on with old Hundig? Oh, legends. Those old cards. Courser of Krufix for our opponent. I think... I guess we can just kill the Courser is probably best. So just Pride Mage, Forest, attack, get the Exalted trigger, kill the Courser, get in for 3, pass the turn. Ooh, I think I played... Didn't I play a Skeleton Ship deck? Or maybe Skeleton Ship was in my Pirate deck. Which isn't even really mine, because I think it was Robert Schuster that built it. That deck had so much flavor. Yeah, Skeleton Ship is pretty bad. That is very true. I almost think I had Skeleton Ship as a commander, but maybe not. Alright, Ghostly Prison. Sure. Another return to the ranks. Well, I guess we just Sculler here. Get something out of our opponent's hand. Whoa, Starfield? Rest in Peace is actually annoying for us, but Starfield is probably... Actually, no. Let's take Rest in Peace. And then we can just return to the ranks back our Qasali Pride Mage to... Oh, I can't attack, though. To kill the Starfield. That seems better. I mean, it's a combo... It's like... It's a combo deck, but it's like a value-y combo deck. It can deal a lot of damage without attacking, with Return to the Ranks and Rally the Ancestors, sacking, getting things back, sacking. If you had to pick a commander to play as your main deck, who would it be? Ooh, something that's definitely blue, and then probably also black/white. Esper. That's a good question. Definitely something involving blue. I know that much for sure. Oh, or we just draw another Sculler. That makes it easy. So let's just Sculler, get rid of the Starfield, pass the turn. The Singer of Elstrom plays Magic, and there are Elstrom playmats to buy. That's sweet. Prosh? Yeah, Prosh is cool. Oh, Lord. Well, we can kill the Sigil. We're going to have to... Oh, man, I wish we could get a sack outlet. If we got a sack outlet, we could really... Alright, or we just draw another Pride Mage. We can't really attack, but we can Pride Mage our opponent into oblivion. I guess we're going to have to get back the Pride Mages to kill the Ghostly Prison. I can see a commander clash with Ramirez. I think maybe it was... It might be the Ramirez one had Skeleton Ship in it. So that might be what happened, and I'm just confusing it. Ooh, Mariki Re-Barrett. So, at one point, when Tiny Leaders first came out, I played a few games of Tiny Leaders, and Mariki Re-Barrett was my Tiny Leader. Ooh, that's a draw. Alright, let's Satyr Wayfinder. Hopefully gets us a land. Oh, we whiffed on lands? We are the unluckiest. We are the unluckiest. When we collected company, we hit one creature in all lands. When we Satyr Wayfinder, we hit all creatures and no lands. We are so unlucky. Oh.
Now step into the incredible, amazing future.
So we can get back Thalia. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Thalia and yeah, let's just pass. We can get back more stuff next turn, even without lands. I think we're still okay and favored to win, but the variance is definitely against us tonight. Tiny Leaders was a commander-esque format, but all the cards had to be converted mana cost 3 or less, I think. Otherwise, it was very similar to Commander. Opponent, Eidolon's gonna start drawing some cards. What's up, Gay Unicorn of Love? How you doing tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. See you, Zaiwari. Have a great night. Suppression Field. Alright. Annoying. Gonna make our Pride Mages much more expensive. Well, Dryad Arbor. Let's return to the ranks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get to Sculler. Get rid of the O-ring. Pass the turn. So if we ever find a sack outlet, we can kind of win pretty quickly with Rally the Ancestors and Return to the Ranks in hand. There's a Vessel. Gains a life for our opponent. Kind of an oboe with Suppression Field, though. We are playing against some sort of Enchantress deck. I don't really know what. What's up, Blade Man? Something Enchantress-y. With Starfield of Nyx, Sigil of the Empty Throne, Sphere of Safety. Kind of a prison-y Enchantress deck. Sacks the Vessel, reveals the Big Slop. Thank you for the follow. Bunch of mana producers and a Sphere of Safety. And Overgrowth. Gains our opponent another life. We can still do so much if we find a sack outlet. Opponent passes. Another Return to the Ranks, but still no sack outlet. This is whenever it enters the battlefield. Alright, let's just pass the turn. Start killing things with our Pride Mages. Didn't have much luck with Insolent Red. I did pretty well with it, actually. When playing Modern against Storm, how much life do you need to get out of range of Lightning Storm, or can't you? I'm assuming you're playing against, like, the Ad Nauseam deck with Lightning Storm. If you gain infinite life, you get out of range, but in most normal decks, it's not like Valakut, where, oh, if you stay above 18 or whatever, you are fairly safe-ish, or at least you make them get more land drops. You really need a lot of life. I would think 50 or more. How well does this deck match up against Miracles? Was that not a good play, Stu, to pass and kill the... and kill that annoying Ghostly Prison? Well, let's just attack with everything. This might trick our opponent into blocking. Yeah, Miracles is mostly a legacy deck. I have seen people try to make Miracles in Modern, but it usually doesn't work very well. Biokinetic, thank you for the follow. I think we might be able to win, not literally win, but come pretty close to winning here. I guess it depends on how much they block. Blocks, blocks. Alright. So we get a ton of Blood Artist triggers. Our opponent gets back a card. That's fine. Could have killed Suppression Field, then destroyed the prison. That's true. So we can just get all of our stuff back? I guess is fine. Or we can Collected Company 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we hit a Blood Artist and a sack outlet, we just win? Yeah, let's go for it. Let's try to just win right now. What's the worst that could happen? We can't whiff every time. Hey, there we go. Our luck came through, finally. Sack outlet and a Blood Artist. So after whiffing through a million collected companies, now we get a good one. No! I did not take into account suppression field. Oops. Got a little ahead of myself there. Well, next turn we win. We could return to the ranks back. Our opponent gave us the GGs. We can return to the ranks back to Pride Mage and then kill it. Yeah, our opponent said they forgot about suppression field as well. Oh, we finally get lucky, or reasonably lucky, with our collected company, and it was a punt anyway, ish. So our opponent is counteracting our Thalia with that Herald and drawing cards. I still think we just win, unless they have like a Wrath or something. Another suppression field I guess would be good. That would make it hard for us to kill the suppression fields. That's true. Only our creatures though, since it's a cutthroat, so I still don't think we would have won if we had played it during combat. Opponent plays their Starfield. Animates their suppression field. Yeah, I think we're still favored. Our opponent's really going to have to chain some things together with their draws off of Eidolon to make it work. Rasuki, or something, I just caught the end of it. Thank you for the follow. O-Ring. Alright, I guess they are kind of chaining together draws. Yeah, they could have tooth and nailed for double Eidolon. They draw a card. What are they O-ringing? Alright. Well, we haven't won yet. Maybe we lose because of it. Then a Rest in Peace. Oh my god. Our opponent is not very good at drawing lands. They've just drawn spell, spell, spell forever. So this deck is a Starfield of Nyx deck that is also playing Rest in Peace. I do not know about this deck and what it's doing. It is very odd. Well, Voice of Resurgence. Now we're no longer favored. We still have a Pride Mage left that will draw eventually, but... oh my lord. Well, our opponent will time out sooner or later. They played another Nykthos. Oops. Yeah, Convoke is the secret. Overgrowth. It's also just possible that our opponent decks themselves? I do not know. We don't have any creature removal. So we can't really kill the Rest in Peace, even though it's animated. And Rest in Peace shuts down our Blood Artists. Our Viscera Seers. They have another Eidolon. Oh, there might be a realistic chance. What's up, Scratched? Thanks for the follow, Super Chunks. They might literally mill themselves to death because of their own rest in peace. Alright, Utopia Sprawl. Draws them 2 cards. I definitely scoop if I'm 0%, but I don't think we're 0%. We've got 15 more cards in our library, and Eidolon is not a May ability, so if they're gonna win with Sigil of the Empty Throne or something. Alright, Ghostly Prison. They're gonna have to draw it pretty soon, or to make a bunch of angels, they're gonna draw themselves out of cards. And we already killed a Sigil, so I don't know how many they even play. Oh, there's 2 that are down. They might not have any Sigils left, so they might have to try to go wide with I don't know. I'm not sure how they win this game, honestly. They need another Sigil. They are drawing removal, which I guess is good for them. Down to 14 cards. So they can play 6 or 7 more enchantments before they kill themselves. Well, ideally, we would be able to kill their rest in peace. But, barring that, we win by beating down. Plays 1 EMY. Draws a card. Fertile Ground on top. Down to 12 cards in their library. Attacks with Eidolon. Oh. Well, if they attack with Rest in Peace, we're definitely going to block that. Alright, we'll just take this for now. We wouldn't mind finding a collected company. Have you thought about running Bob in this deck? I have not. It could be good, though. You tried Bob in a deck like this and it was an all-star? Sweet. Well, can our opponent kill us before they run out of cards? That is the question. Yeah, the Trading Postron deck was a little slow. No doubt about that. Our opponent has more creature removal. So they can cast 5 spells before they kill themselves? 5 enchantments? They lead on Stasis Snare. Targeting... what? Stasis Snare on Voice? Alright, let's... sack Voice, get a Scry. Oh, he can't! Oh, I wish I had killed that Suppression Field. That Suppression Field is ruining our day. Hardcore. Journey to Nowhere. Opponent's down to 7 cards. Out of all the decks you made, which one would you sleeve up and bring to a tourney? Well, I really had a lot of success with the free win red deck, but I don't know if it's as good now as it used to be. Opponent, gonna do some attacking. Yeah, this ended up being quite the game. Guess I should have killed something different. And we'll just block with a Wayfinder. 8-Whack was very good too, but I didn't really make that one. Other people had played that deck, so I can't take all the credit for that one. I helped popularize it, but it's not like I built that from scratch. Well, are we just dead? Alright. Oh, so long. Well, I think this is a really good matchup. I think I just should have killed different things and played slightly differently. So, yeah, let's just run it back. I think that that was just some bad choices as far as what to kill at what time. Do you like this version better than the infinite combo version? This version actually has the infinite combo in the sideboard. It does not have Anafenza, but it has the Malira version of the combo in the sideboard. The Jazzy, thanks for the follow. Don't forget, it's been a minute since I've reminded you. You can find the replays on the MTG Goldfish replay YouTube, so sub to that if you haven't. Kings Island, thanks for the follow. And we still have playmats if you want to support the stream, or just want a really fashionable playmat. Well, this hand is really good. This is the hand we are going to win with. What's up, bot? Oh, I added an S. Play mat, not play mats. Did our opponent mulligan to 0? Oh my god. Our opponent said they had 0 landers all the way down. Here, look at this. You gotta see this. It's so good. Oh, you can't see it because the overlay's in the way. Anyway, our opponent scooped it up. Our opponent scooped it up. 0 landers all the way down to 0. And all right, back to 1-1. And I thought we were getting unlucky. That is way more unlucky than us. Severely unlucky. 0 lands all the way down to 0 cards is super harsh. Yeah, that is not a way I like to win a game. You don't even get to play any Magic. I mean, that stuff happens, obviously. It happens in paper Magic too. That's why you have to mana weave, right? Yep. Good call, just here. You gotta mana weave. Make sure that you have a good mixture of lands and spells. Alright, game 3. We're on the play. And this is fine. Yeah, I think there has to be a point where you stop. I'd probably stop at maybe 4. Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoy the Freak Fandango Orchestra. I like it too. So I don't know. There's got to be a point where you keep a 0 lander. I haven't really thought about it or run the math, but there has to be a point. Breeding pool for our opponent off the wooded foothills. I like this music. Alright, let's go Woodland Cemetery and Cartel Aristocrat, I think. This looks like Infect, I believe. Yeah, I mean, there are exceptions. Manaless Dredge, that's its own thing. Oh, thank you, Stu. I'm glad you enjoy the music. I don't think anyone else plays this music, so. Does MTG Ultish have a way to display deck lists like the one you have in your overlay? So, right now that is just an in-house tool that we have for videos. So, there's not really a way for the public to do it at this point. It could happen in the future that it becomes public. But right now it's just for videos, unfortunately. So, voice. I don't think we can beat a Blighted Agent. We don't have any actual removal. We have removal in the sideboard a bit. Maybe our opponent will block. And they don't. Yeah, Oops All Spells wants your land hands, just like Manaless Dredge. Are we dead? Alright, we take 2 infect. Glistener Elf. Abzan Ascendancy is interesting. Well, let's swing with everything. If we had one more turn or one more mana. What's up, Thimgan 87? Going pretty well. We're not winning as much as maybe I would like, but that's true. They did use it for the GP, so that is very true. Well, Cutthroat, Overgrown Tomb, tapped. Yeah, it's a 2.5 hours of searching and you couldn't find it? That's a bummer. I have like 200,000 bulk cards in my closet that I just, oh my goodness, I gotta sell them someday, but it's such a hassle. It's not even worth shipping them in the mail, hardly. Oh, Lord. So I just have a closet full of Magic cards. Yeah, you know the feeling, Stu. Oh, and I've already sold huge chunks of them, too. Oh, I think at one point, I think the most I've ever sold at once is I think I sold Troll and Toad. How many were there? Maybe like 600,000? Oh, that was and I sent them through the mail. It was so bad. I actually sent them like 45 flat rate boxes, and they each weighed like 50 pounds. And I live in the middle of nowhere, so I have this little like one-room post office that has this really nice but frail old lady that's been the postmaster for like 60 years, and and I walked in there with like 45 50-pound flat rate boxes full of bulk Magic cards. I probably gave her a heart attack. Actually, she was okay, but she wasn't happy. I can tell you that. Well, we do have Malira, which is a pretty good trump card in this matchup. And Path to Exile, also good. Yeah, I felt bad, but that's the life you choose as a postmaster, post whatever they call those people. Yeah, you want some bulk cards too? I'm sure I could sell them to someone on Twitter. But can I get a quick thoughts on an updated list I am considering for Trading Post Tron? I brought it today to play at my work group. Yeah, sure. Bulk, many bulk Magic cards. I just don't want to ship them, Stu. That's the thing that I don't enjoy, is it's not worth the hassle of shipping them. And I have to say, it's bulk that's been very picked through, so keep that in mind. It's not like some random Craigslist collection where people leave their lightning bolts and brainstorms and force of wills and so forth in their bulk. I've picked through it pretty well, I think. So also I should tell you that up front. So don't be expecting anything awesome. But it's a pretty good mix of like all different sets. If you're a wide variety, it's not like 5,000 of one card or anything like that. It's just all random stuff. Abzan Ascendancy can go. I don't even know if our Blood Artists are worth it. Alright, let's do it like that. Give it a shot. Pretty much, we just want to find a Malira before we die. If we find Malira before we die, we're in really good shape. If we don't... Yeah, Thalia is probably good too. Did I not bring in Thalia? Alright, well this gives us a shot. So we're hoping that we Satyr Wayfinder into more Satyr Wayfinders and Maliras. Yeah, Thalia probably is good. Did I not bring in Thalia? That's a good question. I was talking about bulk. Dryad Arbor? That's a slow start. Windswept Heath. Get a... Let's just get Temple Garden tapped. Swamp and Satyr Wayfinder. What's the pride and joy? Again! Oh, we are the worst. We are so unlucky. We've whiffed on every Wayfinder. Whiffed every single one. What are the odds? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Do you think I'll brew a spicy budget Delver Nimble Mongoose deck? Maybe. I know Jake is going to do some Pauper decks featuring Eternal Master's cards, and I know he's a big fan of Mongoose, so I expect him to have one. We did hit the Malira. The problem is we can't actually rally it back, and we might just die. Untap land? Oh no! And punish for the tap lands! Alright. Cutthroat. Well, do we live another turn, and does our opponent have counter spells? Oh, man. Oh. Might have old Kroza. Are we really just going to die here? Is that what's happening? Seriously? You're kidding me. Yeah, we could have returned to the ranks this turn if we had an untap land, but instead we're dead. Oh my... Oh, man. Oh, that was the worst. Oh. Oh, my goodness. You have an against the odds shared fate deck. Haven't won a match yet. Well, that sounds like against the odds. Thanks for the follows. Oh, Infect. Oh, I hate Infect. I am not an Infect player. Alright, let me grab a drink real quick and we'll be back to do the last 2 rounds of this league. See if we can get a little luckier for once. Alright. I'm here. Sorry. Had to grab a drink real quick. On to round 3. Let's update the record. We need a bad luck counter for this one. A whiff on Wayfinder counter. I once had to buy 3 million uncommons and commons for Walmart. Wow. Wait, you have a... You sell cards to Walmart, Stu? How does Walmart sell bulk cards? Yeah, I still got a bit of a cold. Getting better, though. It is Seth, probably better known as Saffron Olive. 3 million is many, Stu. That is a lot of comments. Q-Dig, thanks for the follow. Wayfinder, the odds aren't bad, though. Interesting. I've never seen repacks in the Walmarts that are around me. I've never seen those. I didn't know that was a thing. Thanks for the follows, JJ and someone else who I missed. Interesting. Very interesting. Thinking of sideboarding 2 Reality Smashers. Okay. I could see Reality Smasher. And swap in Remands because I have a playset. Yeah, I think that's fine. You can play Remands for the Condescends, and Reality Smashers would be fine. Also, Mere Battlesphere is probably good. Inkwell Leviathan. Oh, did you do pretty well, Stu? With the rares with no set symbols? Yeah, the mana base in this deck is a little questionable. Yeah, March of the Machines could be a sweet finisher too. Freaking Cat, thanks for the follow. Dis Freaking Cat. The chat overlay is cut off at the bottom. Oh, you mean you can't see the last message on the stream? Oh, okay. Let me see if I can fix that. Oops. Oh, let me join this match before we lose it. How's that? Now it's not cut off. Thank you for telling me, because I didn't even realize that. Mr. Mertelletti, thank you for the follow. Alright, time to get lucky. Alright, this hand seems awesome. Ish. Kind of Return to the Ranks Rally, the Ancestors heavy, but Kicho, thank you for the follow. So let's just start on a Godless Shrine, untapped, and play our Viscera Seer. Awesome, Unlucky Dude. Thank you for hanging out in the stream. Definitely appreciate it. Our opponent's disappointed that we're not playing the Tron deck. Alright, let's sack Viscera Seer, get a Scry. Another Viscera Seer. Let's put it to the bottom. We can always rally back the first one. Ooh, Sculler's alright. Windswept Teeth, crack it. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. And Tide Hollow Sculler. So this is just straight up Jund. Kolaghan's Command, Dark Confidant, Liliana. Jeez. So many blowouts. Well, let's take Dark Confidant for now. Pass the turn. Have I tried Hearthstone? I have. I have tried Hearthstone. The randomness of it drives me crazy. But I play it every once. Our opponent just said, and pass the turn in the chat. Apparently, they've watched some of my videos, and they are mimicking me in the chat. Oh, God. What's this world coming to? Oh. Well, let's get in with Sculler. Play our Voice of Resurgence. Pass the turn. Well, they're going to kill the Sculler, but that's okay because we're going to rally everything back. So it's not really the end of the world. And we keep them from getting Dark Confidant triggers for a few turns. So let's return to the ranks. We can get Voice in Tide Hollow Sculler, but then we don't have a sack outlet. Let's get Viscera Seer in Voice. I think that's fine. And pass the turn. Rustled Jimbos, what's up? Just got on, so maybe answered. How does this deck rate on your scale? Enjoying it. Yeah, I like this deck. I like the Rally Fenza version that had the combo in it, but this version's pretty sweet. I enjoy it. It's not in my top tier of decks as my most favoritist, but it's good and I do like it. Bloodstained Mire. I would show you the chat. It's just hard to move the thing around to the overlay and stuff. There's the Dark Confidant. Is there any reason to run this over Podless Pod? You enjoy draining people out of the game? I guess the big reason is Rally the Ancestors and Return to the Ranks are really powerful cards, and they give the deck an interesting line of attack. So I would say that that's the biggest reason. Alright, they're going after our Seer. So let's sack Voice. We just want to find a white source, really. Blood Artist to the bottom. Sack Seer. Well, alright. Satyr Wayfinder, come through for us one time. Once in your life, Satyr Wayfinder. Do your job. Alright. Victory for the Wayfinder. Finally. Alright, Cutthroat, get in 4-8. And we're pretty much set up to win next turn. Would I be stupid to go both Wrath of God and Damnation in one of the Esther Thopter if black and white are split fairly equally? No, I guess not. I think that would be reasonable to play a split. It makes sense against extra paid effects or something. I mean, not that that's a huge concern, but could I play some Rally Fenza in the future on stream? Yeah, I could likely do that. This deck is very similar. Actually, very similar. It just doesn't quite have the combo in the main deck. We have Cutthroat and Blood Artist, actually. They're all in here. So if we rally, we get Dryad Arbor, Sculler, Blood Artist, Seer. Yeah, that should just win us the game. So let's just rally right now and get the combo in. And sweet. Alright, alright. So we took down a game from Jund. Alright, what do you sideboard against Jund? Is this the weekly reminder, D-Many, to play the Primal Surge deck? Yeah, this deck is pretty fun. Oh, awesome. Thank you for following, White Knight. Angel. Thank you, thank you. Yep, we'll side in some Goyfs. Liliana's. Do I ever respond to people that recognize you while you're playing? You always mention what they say, but not what... Oh, if people say something, I don't usually carry on conversations in the chat, but if they say, oh, I love your videos, I say thanks and say, have fun, good luck. But unless it's someone I know, I don't usually carry on conversations in the chat. Sometimes if they ask me a specific question about a deck or something, I will try to answer it, but I'm not big at typing in the chat, mostly because I'm usually recording videos and it's difficult to carry on a conversation in the chat and keep the flow going in the videos. It adds a lot of work later in the editing, pretty much, if I'm typing to people all the time in the chat. Finks, yeah, Finks is good against the removal. Path to deal with Goyf in Confidant. I could see that. One horse-sized duck or 50 duck-sized horses? I don't think it would be that hard to take a horse. They're not that big. So I guess I would go with the horse. As long as they're not ladybugs. I'm not a fan of ladybugs. I would not fight 50 ladybug-sized horses or 50 ladybugs. I'm confusing myself now. The point is I don't like ladybugs especially. We still gotta cut things. Abzan Ascendancy seems good here. Tidehowl Sculler might be the one to go. They're just gonna blow it out by Kolaghan's command anyway. Maybe we just take out Sculler altogether and bring in a couple paths. Try it like that. I don't know about Thalia. Finks, I like Finks. Thalia, not 100% sure on Thalia. Maybe I should have brought in all four. I actually knew a guy who, I told you I live in the middle of nowhere, so there's some like crazy, I don't even know, just crazy, weird, outdoorsy, woodsy people around here. But I knew a guy that ran out into a field and tried to catch a goose with his bare hands, and it did not end well. The goose messed him up. So I would not want to fight a literal horse-sized goose or duck. Yeah, this is fine. We're trusting our Wayfinder, which is risky. Well, thank you, Top Deck King. Do you think Seasons Past could be played in Modern? Ugh. I have a hard time imagining that. Oh, Americans, is that what they call them? Well, it's a special breed of American. They take our return to the ranks. Alright, let's just go Doom Traveler beatdown. Thank you for the follow, someone whose name I just missed, but I do appreciate it, even though I missed your name. Oh, Grim Lavamancer, that's bad for us. Verdant Catacombs, cracked. Oh, this mana base is a little weird. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe there were some budget considerations or something that went into it, but... So, let's just attack with Doom Traveler. Rustled Jimbos, thank you for the follow. Play another Doom Traveler, play our Canopy Vista, and pass the turn. Yeah, maybe it was a typo. Maybe the original deck builder meant to type Horizon Canopy and accidentally typed Canopy Vista. And that's why we have Canopy Vistas. It does feel weird to have Canopy Vista. Man, they have all the graveyard hate in the world. Well, come on, Wayfinder. See, these are the situations where I wish we had a Gavany Township. Gavany Township would be very good here. Yeah, more fetches could be helpful. Besides shocks and fetches, what are my favorite duels for Modern? Well, I think the Innistrad / M10 cycle are actually pretty decent, especially in more controlling decks where, like 2-color controlling decks. I really like, depending on the deck, I think that the Battle for Zendikar cycle is pretty good because you get to take advantage of the basic land types, which is sometimes relevant, like in Emiria and things like that. Also, like Scape Shift, things that care about basic land types. Ugh, so many lands. And we're just like stonewalled by a 2/2 Scavenging Ooze. Alright, let's, I guess we start Blood Artisting and Cutthroating. Running things to their death to this Grim Lavamancer. If I thought about running Thrun in the board. Thrun could be good in the board for control decks. Although, I think we're okay against control decks anyway. Because Rally is really good at pressuring. Like, people tap out at the end of turn for Electrolyze or something. And you can really punish people with Rally at instant speed. So I don't know if control is really a huge issue. Did I sell my foil Crocus? Not yet. I actually am going to return it to Wizards because it was pretty beat up coming right out of the pack. So I'm going to return it and get a near mint copy, which apparently can take a couple of months from what I heard. And then I'm going to write like an article or some sort of guide about how to return cards like that, because it seems like that's been coming up more and more, especially with master sets. So that's my plan. Return it, get a near mint copy, keep track of how long it takes and what the process is like, and then do some sort of article or guide on the topic. Figured might as well try to make something that, because I tried to look it up myself and there's not something that there's a guide for. Yeah, it's pretty beat up. One side of it is very beat up. If you look at it, it's obviously, if I tried to sell it to a card store, I don't think they would take it as near mint. I think they would take it as maybe moderately played, maybe slightly played if I got lucky, but I'm not. It's frustrating to open a $150 card and think about selling it and then having it be fresh from the pack but get half price or something because it's in played condition. Alright. Voice. Yeah, it was a Crocus that I opened in Eternal Masters, a foil Crocus. That one side of it came out pretty dinged up. If it was a $20 card, I wouldn't even bother, like, whatever. I would just deal with it. But the fact that it's a foil Caracas of all things, and because writing an article about it's actually a pretty sweet idea, that I think I'm going to send it back. The Boring, thank you for the follow. Yeah, Modern Masters did have the same problem. To be fair, I have heard less of those complaints about Eternal Masters. With Modern Masters, there were some really major quality issues the last time around. So this mana base looks fairly reasonable. Yeah, a few more buddy lands than normal, but it looks fairly reasonable, except for the Canopy Vistas. So maybe it's a mistake and was supposed to be Horizon Canopy. Jace, Alright, let's pass. I expect Jace to keep trending down. I don't think it'll get super cheap, but I could see it getting down to $20, $30. I wouldn't imagine it going much below $20. Just because it's theoretically playable all the way back to vintage, really. Yeah, that happened with some of the expeditions as well. This deck has kind of been around for a while. I played a version of it. Other people have played versions of it. This exact version is from someone that top 8'd an SCG Classic event. I don't remember the person's name, actually. Oh, man. We are kind of flooding out severely. Well, we need our opponent to kill themselves with Dark Confidant. Another ooze. Snapcaster Mage is pretty much the hard cap on Jace, wouldn't you think, in terms of price? Yeah, that's a fairly good comparison, except I expect Jace to be lower. I think Snapcaster is more played in older formats than Jace is by quite a bit at this point. Not that Jace couldn't be at that level eventually, but right now I think that Snapcaster is clearly the better of the two as far as financial. Opponent passes. Alright, Cutthroat. Our opponent somehow only has 3 lands still. They have to have so much action. I think the highest value card I own is Ugin or an Eldrazi. Yeah. I have owned really expensive cards, but I don't really maintain, for the most part, a paper collection. Most of what I buy in paper is stuff that I sell. So, ooh, Expedition Twilight Might, right? This week's, oh, there's Kalitas. No, Kalitas. This week's Against Odds is Werewolves in Modern, which is pretty interesting. Yeah, I probably should have brought in more paths. Werewolves is going to be an interesting one, because a lot of our Against Odds have some crazy combo we're trying to pull off, but Werewolves isn't really built like that. Like, to be Werewolves, it's a pretty straightforward tribe. There's not a lot of crazy things to do with it. Kalitas. Yes, I know, it's Kalitas. At this point, I mostly do that to troll the chat because I think it's funny. It's probably not even funny, but I find it amusing, so I keep saying it. Oh, God. Should I just scoop? Is there even any point in playing this out? Alright, yeah, I don't think it's worth even sitting through this. I mean, yeah, there are, like, good value cards, like Werewolf Matters cards, but it's not a combo in the sense of, like, oh, we're trying to, like, assemble Squirrel's Nest with, whatever, Intruder Alarm, and if we do that, we go infinite. Calitas is a French pronunciation? You gotta be kidding. There's no way that's a real thing. Well, we want more paths. Let's just go down Doom Travelers. Try it like that. Yes, I know. Kalidas. Trader of Gat. What are your thoughts on Puka Trade? I've tried it and I like it so far. I don't know about long term. I think it's a really good tool. I have used it a little bit personally. So I think it's a good tool. And you can definitely, as an individual user, I think it has some big appeal. My main concerns with it are the big picture, the crashing price of the points. I've seen people selling them for maybe 60 cents on the dollar based on their value. So some of those things concern me about over the long term, but as a way to just get the cards you need, I think it's a pretty cool program. T.O. How goes it tonight? I found the best way to build in paper is to build cheap linear decks like 8-Whack, etc. Then jam $5 constructed knights and my LGS to win store credit, then trade to more expensive decks. That is a very reasonable strategy. That's a reasonable strategy on Magic Online as well. Takes the voice of Resurgence. Puka Trade beat me for $40, and despite my... What do you mean they beat you for $40? They... Like... I'm so confused. Well, that's a horror story. Personally, I've only made a few trades on Puka Trade, and they went fine, but for me, it seemed like it was a lot. The stuff I was trying to trade was a lot of random stuff that I couldn't sell or didn't want to take the time to sell, and it just wasn't worth it when I thought of all the shipping that went into it for those type of cards. So, but that was a lot of like $5 and under cards, and a lot of those cards just weren't especially worth the hassle for me personally. It was easier just to stick them all on the buy list, especially since that was my main goal anyway, was to pull a profit off of it. Well, Seder Wayfinder, Windswept Teeth, get in 4-1. Well, Grafdigger's Cage is going to be an issue. I've used Puka quite a bit. You have to be careful about where you send stuff to, and you have to offer bonus points so that people get good cards. Like I said, offload a ton of $1 cards on it and gotten $20 cards I need. Yeah, I mean, I think there are ways to make it work. Traded up to a Mox Sapphire on Puka? That's impressive. Got sent a card with Sharpied edges. When I sent it back, the guy said they never got it, and they sided with the other guy. Yeah, that's pretty bad. We don't have a way to get rid of Grafdigger's Cage, do we? And we're filling our graveyard for this ooze. Man, if they didn't have Grafdigger's Cage, it would be so good. I bought a ton of cards, and we whiffed with another Wayfinder. I bought a ton of cards off Craigslist, and I have occasionally had people that were being sketchy, but overall I've had good experiences. Seal of Fire. So maybe some of our not that awesome record with this deck has been sideboarding. Grafdigger's Cage, like maybe we should have been bringing in... Oh, Lord. Maybe we should have been bringing in Pride Mages to deal with Grafdigger's Cage. Did you see the Mint Alpha set that got listed on eBay today? I did not notice that. That's pretty crazy. Is it legit? Is it from a legit seller? Because that's got to be pretty rare. Against the Odds is tomorrow. It's not the chat's fault. It's my fault. I accept responsibility. Oh. A lot of it is just playing through so many decks. I haven't played this build of this deck, and it's just hard to play a deck in sideboard perfectly optimally when you just pick it up, play 5 matches, and then the next day you're on to a new deck. For Buka, if you're looking to trade high value for high... Ugh. Kalitas! It is Kalitas' fault. That's... Ugh. Ha! Well, at least you didn't kill it with Seal of Fire. And we get Pro Green. If you're looking to trade high value for high value, you might be better using eBay or dealing with card shops. That's the other thing, too. A lot of the major buy lists offer... you can link here if it's a safe link, sure. A lot of the major card shops offer pretty major bonuses for trading in cards. Like 30% or something. And I'd have to go through the math on all of it, but a lot of times if you're going to get store credit and get the 30% bonus, you're often better off doing that than doing anything else if your goal is to get other cards. Complete alpha set. Wow. Wow, $1.7 million? Alright, well this is... I wonder how legit this is. Seller has 2 feedbacks in the last year for an Alpha Armageddon and a not Alpha, apparently. Volcanic Island. Jeez. How did this person get this? This is insane. Well, if you got 1.7... Oh, another Kalitas. So it's registered? So it's a registered set that's... Jeez. Gem Mint. Oh my goodness. Have you ever tried Flip Lily in this deck with Witness? I have not. Yeah, our opponent is drawing all the hate. Maybe this deck is in a worse place than it used to be as well. When I originally made this deck, no one was playing Grafdigger's Cage because Nahiri wasn't a thing, and Kalitas wasn't even in print. So maybe this just isn't the time to be playing a Rally the Ancestors Graveyard strategy, just because those cards are really bad. Found Puka to be useful for receiving $3 to $9 cards and sending cards above 13. I'm lucky enough the shipping is free for me, but I can't really say how that goes once you're taken into account. Yeah, I think the shipping thing isn't a big deal. Sapphire's only a 9 deal breaker. But it adds up if you're trying to send cards that are like $1 or something. If you're spending 50 cents on a stamp to send a card that's $1, and you can't send multiples because the person doesn't want anything more that you have, then shipping is kind of a big deal. That's eating up all of your... But I guess that's the same as on eBay, except in eBay at least you can always move playsets and stuff, but you have the same issue on eBay to some extent with really low-end cards. Well, I'm going to find a 10 Sapphire. I mean... I'm gonna buy a collection off of Craigslist with a 10 Samphire. How much would that be worth? I wonder. I've never actually had to get cards graded. Untouchable, thank you for the follow. The buyer pays shipping costs, but to be competitive with cheaper, like $1 to $2 cards, if you charge $2 for shipping, you're going to be way outside the top prices because someone's going to be selling them for like the playset for $1 with free shipping and making like 10 cents a card after you consider fees and shipping, or even less than that. But you're going to be down the rankings a ways if you don't offer free shipping or actually charge a reasonable amount for shipping. So that's why selling cheap cards as singles and not to a buy list in a huge one huge order can be a big hassle. One really big note about Puka trade: only list valuable cards you want. If you list a bunch of cheap cards, people are willing to snipe those and use up all your points. Good advice. So Seth, how does a series or an article about MTG related apps or phone tablets? That's an interesting idea. I would have to do some serious research because I don't actually know much about that. You can see the sideboard by going / and deck. But it's got kitchen finks, chords, Maliras, so you kind of have the combo. Some Path to Exiles, and something else that I'm not thinking of right off the top of my head. Oh yeah, Pride Mage, that's correct. I have a sweet commander you should build around for Commander Clash. Well, Nate, what is the sweet commander? Yeah, that was all the hate, Holy Diva. Good lord. Every card that was good against my deck, you drew. All the Kalitas's, the Graph Digger's Cage. If it was good against me, F4, thanks for the follow. If it was good against me, you drew it. I think that maybe that's partly just this deck, though. I think that maybe after I've played almost an entire league with this deck, I think that maybe it's just not in a good place right now because of those cards, because people are playing Graph Digger's Cage and Cletus. So that's kind of where I'm leaning. Is this deck has gotten worse since I was playing Rally Fenza like in the fall for that reason. Not that it's bad, but Belthor the Defiled. Ooh, Belthor's sweet. Is that like the minion lord? Minion lord Belthor? Or it reanimates all your black creatures? And then there's also Belthor the Stout, right? Maybe Belthor the Stout is the red one that's like a minion lord. Yeah, let's just Wayfinder. Any advice for offloading all my commons and uncommons? Tired of these long boxes taking up space. We did it again! Wayfinder! We have whiffed so many times. That's the other problem, is we have gotten incredibly unlucky with Wayfinders. We are so bad at Wayfindering. I feel bad knowing I might be selling the next Serum Vision or Gitaxian Probe, but can I get like a penny a piece for these cards? Maybe. So maybe you can get a penny a piece. That would add up to what, $10 1,000? If you're gonna sell them in bulk, you're probably gonna be looking at half that ish, maybe $5 1,000. But it really depends on the cards, how much value there is in them, how picked through they are, and where you sell them. So GPs, you can often sell them to a vendor at a GP or an event like that. So that's a possibility. Also, putting up a Craigslist ad if you have any cards that are not completely bulk, mention that in the ad, and you might be able to get a penny a piece for them if there's some cards that aren't completely worthless. But if you're just going to off them all in bulk, I would be expecting more in the $5 range, give or take. Okay, Belther the Defiled minions to get +1/+1, and Belther the Stout is red. Alright. Interesting. Okay, I think Richard played that in a... Or Tomer. Someone played that in last week's Commander Clash, didn't they? Wasn't that part of a recent Commander Clash? Oh, this is Thopter Foundry. Oh, this is Emiria Foundry, isn't it? Interesting. Well, Doom Traveler, Zoo Laporte Cutthroat. What's the buy list price of Liliana of the Veil? Yeah, it was Tomer then. Buy list price on Liliana of the Veil, I would assume around $60, but I don't have the actual number in front of me. Give or take. Yeah, Richard blowing up all Tomer's lands was pretty sweet. The fact that he did not blow up my lands was also sweet. So that was kind of a win-win. Court Hussar. Yeah, this is definitely a Emiria Foundry. This was one of our instant deck techs as well. Samolitary, thank you for the follow. Yes, Volrath. Indeed it was. Well, hopefully we just draw land and get to Collected Company, I guess. Otherwise, we're probably going on Cartel Aristocrat. Alright, Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Let's just main phase while your opponent's tapped out. Collected Company. Alright, Blood Artist and Viscera Seer. That's pretty much what we're looking for. Because that means we can hopefully sack things, get a bunch of drain triggers, use the Scry on Viscera Seer to find a rally or return to the ranks, then do it all again. That's kind of the plan. Kravik the Merciless. Yeah, Kravik is pretty interesting. I've never played him. Should try Ruhan for EDH. Looks like a good Jeskai control commander. Yeah, that'd be sweet. Ruhan is an interesting card. It's really big for its mana cost. Who played the terrible ramp deck? Recently? Is Killing Wave something we'd consider for this deck? I could imagine trying Killing Wave. I think I'd have to actually play with it to get a sense of how it worked, but in theory, I could see it being good or playable. But I have to jam some games with it to really get an idea. Lily's best buy list is 70. Alright, so a little more than I thought, but that's generally the right range. D-Many, you know more about recent Commander Clashes than I do, and I was playing them. So, that's pretty impressive. Hussar. I don't think Jake is very old. I don't know his actual age, but my impression of Jake is he's in his maybe mid-20s at the oldest. But I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was just mostly a freak thing. Do we want to start sacking? Alright, yeah, let's sack. Let's sack Doom Traveler. Get some drain triggers. We're pretty much looking for a mass reanimation spell here with our scrying. Sculler to the bottom. Then let's sack Wayfinder. We won't go too deep though, because we can still play Blood Artist and Aristocrat next turn. Swamp to the bottom. Alright, that's fine. Ooh, Voice is a good draw. So let's Voice of Resurgence. We might just be able to get the drain kill. Blood Artist. Do we win right here? So we get 3, 6. Yeah, I think we can win right here. So Sack Voice, get 3 drain triggers. Might as well always yield to Blood Artist. And this should be enough to just drain our opponent out, I think. Opponent's going to ping the Blood Artist, which gives us more triggers. But that doesn't really work because we get to sack in response. That actually kind of helps us. So let's sack the Spirit token. Hopefully this is enough. Sack the Cutthroat. This has got to be enough, right? Sack the Blood Artist. I haven't counted. If we end up 1 damage short, I'm going to be a little sad. But we do get a bunch of scries. Alright, let's F6, see what happens. Bottom. Yeah, I think our opponent's playing the Thopter Foundry Emiria deck that we did an instant deck tech on a week or 2 ago. And our opponent scooped it up. Apparently we had lethal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Alright, yeah, we had lethal. That went well. So Emiria Foundry, we probably want Pride Mages. We could go Infinite Life, but I don't know if that matters in this deck. And then maybe just Paths? Do we even care about Paths? We might just be pretty well set up to beat Emiria, come to think of it. Sculler's decent. Voice is fine. Let's go down Abzan Ascendancy, a Collected Company, and 1 Wayfinder, since we always whiff. Dragonlord Kolaghan against the Odds Commander. Yeah, we're playing Abzan Aristocrats, but it hasn't been super good so far. There's sort of a lot of hate in the format, unfortunately. Like, unintentional hate. No black mana, but we got our Wayfinder. Gotta just trust the Wayfinder. How does Return to the Ranks work in this deck? It works awesomely. Oh, are they gonna name Seer? I really wanted to sack things with that. It's really good because it has Convoke, so we can sack things, get like the Voice of Resurgence tokens, then tap the tokens to get things back with Return to the Ranks, so it's pretty solid. I've been very happy with it. Alright. Oh, we have a Windswept Heath anyway. For some reason I was thinking that was a Canopy Vista. Overgrown Tomb, untapped. Viscera Seer for the beatdowns. Have I considered Blasting Station in this deck? I have not, but it seems sweet. I could see it being a cool alternate win condition. Wow, our opponent kept 1 land? Oh, opponent. That is risky. I don't know about 1 land Pithing Needle. Do I have a Spotify playlist of these songs? So the problem is, most of these songs are not on Spotify, as far as I understand. Because I had to dig up this stuff to find music that would not get the video on demands muted. So I can probably publish a playlist somewhere. Most of it is from Bandcamp and other sites like that. But I can try to make a list and like link it or something, so you will know what it is. Because there is some pretty sweet music. All right, let's go voice and blood artist and get in with Seer. Who has a good send trip list for Commander? I know that Tomer? Jake played one on Commander Clash. So if you're looking for a budget version, I'm losing my voice from my cold. If you're looking for a budget version, you can find that from Commander Clash. But I'm sure there's other ones out there as well. I don't know if Tomer actually did the wonderful platypus. Thanks for the follow. I don't know if Tomer's actually done a budget commander for it or not. Whoa! Oh no, our opponent! What are they thinking? Why? They waited for our upkeep so we wouldn't get an additional land this turn. And as a result, they give us a free elemental token. Maybe they have a Wrath in hand, and that would explain it. Yeah, no attacks. Let's just Wayfinder. Man, another whiff. Wayfinder. Alright. Oh my goodness, Wayfinder. We literally lost our voice. Perfect timing. Yep, there's the Wrath. We get some Blood Artist triggers. So we pretty much just want a way to get all our things back from the graveyard. That's the goal. If we get that, we should win. Yeah, Wayfinder, I think if I'm remembering right, we've resolved 6 Wayfinders, and we've whiffed on 4 of them. Something like that. But we have whiffed way more often than we have hit with Wayfinder. Flicker Wisp, Pilgrim's Eye, and Supreme Verdict. Well, I guess we take Supreme Verdict. They have Pithing Needles set on Seer, so we can't actually activate it. It is the Whiff Finder tonight. I would have loved to sacrifice and get a bunch of scries and find a rally or return to the ranks or something, but our opponent had that plan covered. I'll play Standard again when Nicol Bolas gets reprinted. Nicol Bolas is pretty sweet. I don't know when we'll get an actual Nicol Bolas, but... You mean the Planeswalker, I'm assuming? Oh, Lord. And they drew a Tormod script? Yikes. Well... We can Pride Mage. And start attacking. It's the Pie Thing Needle. Yes, it's Pithing Needle. That one I actually didn't know when I started saying it. I unintentionally said that one wrong. No Siege Rhino. We're not really a Abzan mid-range deck. We're kind of a Abzan 2 converted mana cost deck, essentially. 34 Rhinos in Modern. We could try to port that over sometime. It's just a pie thing. Alright, our opponent's going to wreck our graveyard. Arcbound Ravager is the greatest thing to cast. It is pretty good. Oh my goodness. Mono Tormod scripts. Well, all our opponent has in hand is Flicker Wisp. Are they gonna flicker? Okay. They get back Supreme Verdict. That actually didn't do much for them. Then we just take Supreme Verdict again. Godless Shrine. Well, get in there, Vasir Seer. Yeah, Rhino lived a long and good life in Standard, but I think everyone was sick of it by the end. Another Emiria. Well, if our opponent whiffs, like, well, one more turn, then we should have it. So, get in 4/4. Pride Mage, ship the turn. Opponent passes. Are they dead? Did we win? Swing with everything, and we got there. All right. Well, definitely not a 5-0, but we got a couple wins. Can I do an instant deck tech with Cruel Ultimatum? I could potentially do that at some point. I'd have to find a deck. The instant deck techs are not decks that I actually brew. They're ones that have popped up someplace or another. They've been played in a tournament or something like that. So hopefully a Cryptic command list pops up sooner or later, because it's a really sweet card. And I like Grixis Control. And I think Cruel Ultimatum is super awesome. One of my favorite cards to resolve. So hopefully it has a chance to shine again. Anyway, so this deck, Abzan Aristocrats, this also applies to Rally Fenza. I think it's decent, but my overall takeaway is it's probably not as good now as it used to be, thanks to Grafdigger's Cage and Kalidas. So play it at your own risk. If you want to play it for fun, I think it's pretty fun. Not like the top tier of funness, but in a tier or two below that. It's definitely reasonably fun to play and a cool strategy, and it is fun to play, but there's a lot of hate. It picks up on hate for other decks, and I wouldn't want to take it to a tournament right now. So that's my overall feeling of this. Did you end up doing a run with Red Devotion Modern deck? So right now, and we're going to talk about the voting on the instant deck techs during the article next week. The Much Brew article that comes out on Sundays, and just like explain exactly how that works, because there's a bunch of confusion over it, and the confusion is understandable because I just haven't clearly defined like the parameters and what I'm looking at when I'm deciding what wins the voting, because of how the days line up and stuff. But all this to say, I'm pretty sure, unless today's or tomorrow's instant deck tech is super popular, that Mono Red Devotion will be the Much Brew About Nothing videos this coming Sunday. Because the week runs more like Tuesday to Tuesday rather than Monday through Friday. So it's not a literal like work week is one of the big issues. And then the other thing we will have to talk about is how we add up the votes. A lot of it is not all that clear, especially there's often a couple decks, like this one has 100 more views, but this one has, the other one has 15 more comments, but this one has 20 more likes, but this one has 2 more dislikes. So it's not always as cut and dried as I would like it to be like, oh, this one wins. With Against the Odds, it's really simple. We see like, oh, this one had more votes in the poll, so it won. But there's like 2 or 3 different factors that are going into how popular an instant deck tech is, which makes it hard sometimes to know which one is actually the winner. But anyway, we're going to discuss all that stuff in the article on Sunday, just so it's clear to everyone, because people felt bad that we had the Nihiri deck, and there were comments about that, and I think it was mostly just people not understanding the voting process. But anyway, D-Many, thanks for hanging out. Next stream is on Thursday. As always, if you want to see replays, not repays, you can go to the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube and check those out there. And, of course, If you want to support the stream, support the website, you can pick up your super spicy MTG Goldfish official playmat from the link below. And if you haven't followed the Twitch, do that as well. Anyway, thank you for watching. Make sure to come back Thursday at 6. Eternal Masters is released. So we're going to be playing some sweet Eternal Masters action on Thursday. Yeah, so thanks for hanging out. It was fun, and I will talk to you soon.